Yeah. So yeah, when like, I mean, isn't that how World War II started? I mean, like, so I feel like, it's going to be the United States versus all. I don't see anybody who would be on the United States side in that kind of a scenario. Like, I can't see France, Great Britain, or definitely not China, definitely not Russia. That's going to be their opportunity. Huh?
Why do you say that?
What? Definitely not China, definitely not Russia. I mean, because that's going to be their end. That's going to be their opportunity to finally,
Yeah,
assert.
that's actually that's really interesting, but yeah, okay, right. Like they could just pull an America in World War II where it's like we defeated the Germans and then took all their scientists and technology.
Mhm.
But right, so I mean, one other line of thought would be that because Donald Trump is like a dictator and a fascist, it's like a natural alignment. You might think it's natural that he would align with Putin and Xi Jinping, right? But yeah, China I think is the biggest wild card because they stand to gain the most
Yeah.
from America's down. Right? They're going to be the new world superpower pretty much no matter what, right? Because
Mhm.
either they do nothing and America self destructs. That I guess that's what I'm saying. It's like why should anybody step in to save us from our own government?
Yeah.
They might not. Why should they?
Yeah. I feel like some, like, like humanitarian countries could, like some of the European
But
countries.
they don't have the power.
I mean, you don't really know. You don't really know. Like, just because they aren't like actively, doing global wars every single day, like, the United States, doesn't mean that they don't have the power to do that.
Well, we know that the United States pays for NATO and is really like the only, you know what I mean? As soon as the United States says fuck NATO, there is no more NATO. You know what I mean? Like they're all
Mhm.
kind of have been at our mercy for decades. So it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're finding out now, with the Greenland stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand the Greenland shit. Like, why does he want Greenland? Just because of oil or something?
I think it's because well, I think there's maybe a couple different reasons. One is that like the Arctic is melting, and so it's just gonna be a lot more useful,
Hmm.
area secured. Yeah, and they keep saying it's about national security protecting us from Russia, whatever, whatever. That's probably just like theatrics. But then the other thing is techno feudalism. Peter Thiel and all those guys, they want Greenland. They want Greenland to be like it's the new America. It's where they can go and build their new society.
No.
Yeah, 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 exactly.
Oh, well,
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what to say about that. Like, how many people are in Greenland?
I don't know. Not that many.
What does Greenland think about it? I mean, it doesn't seem like they've said anything about, like, no, we don't want to become a part of the United States. Like, it just,
Yes, they have.
oh,
They made little MAGA hats that said "Make America Go Away," which is cute.
nice. Hmm.
Yeah, Jake Vance went over there to like do whatever he's doing, and they,
Hmm.
protest and whatever. I mean, Greenland very much does not want to be part of America, of course,
Yeah, it's
but
crazy. Yeah.
it doesn't matter what they want, right? Like from a geopolitical perspective.
Yeah, that's crazy what happened in Venezuela. Like, nobody's really talking about that, like how the United States just took over their government and shit. Like,
Well, yeah, actually, you'd be a good person to speak on that because I know that you studied like Latin American revolutionary history and all that. Because I just hear so many different things in so many places. I don't know what to believe, and I feel like there is a way that eventually it's all going to come together in a way that makes sense for me, but right now it doesn't. But so, and I listen to conspiracy theorists from the left, conspiracy theorists from the right. So who knows? This could be bad information, but something about the voting machines and like the Venezuelan cartel and like Dominion voting machines, something like that. Like okay, so people are saying, okay, I believe this. I believe that whoever controls the electronics of the voting machines in the future, yeah, of course you can rig elections. Do I think that the 2020 election was rigged for Donald Trump? No, I don't. I think people hate him and they voted for someone else. Some people are saying that perhaps Donald Trump kidnapped Maduro as a way to be like, okay, well, let's force him to say that they had a hand in stealing the election for Trump. You know what I mean? Like, as he'll get off, he'll free, he'll say whatever Trump wants him to say. Same as Jelaine, right? She wants to be pardoned, so she's going to say Trump is innocent. Actually, she already did come out and say that Trump and Clinton were innocent, which she believes, of course. Um, so yeah, so I don't know. On top of the oil stuff, I mean, yeah, it's almost like, that might just be like the easy explanation is the oil. There could be even a more sinister explanation, I guess.
Yeah,
And so I on that.
yeah. I mean, historically, like it has been more about like oil in Latin America or like any sort of resource that makes money that the United States wants to control.
Yeah,
And that even includes like the cartel because obviously the cartel makes a ton of money,
yeah.
and they could just want control of those resources and controlling where that, where the money goes with that. And obviously, Venezuela, they help out Cuba a lot in terms of like funding their oil and giving Cuba oil. And same with Mexico, does the same thing. And obviously, with the history of Cuba being like a socialist country and in this hemisphere and in North America, that's always been like a big threat to United States democracy, I guess, quote unquote democracy. And so they also want to, stifle any sort of opposition with that. In terms of the voting machines and things like that, I don't know anything about that. Like, I haven't heard anything about that, but I mean, that could be part of it too, huh?
Yeah, keep you updated if I hear more about that. I don't think it was necessarily from a reliable source, but it's just one
Mm.
of those things now kicking around in my brain in addition to the other stuff.
Yeah,
But I have heard that like didn't they tighten the sanctions on Cuba even more?
yeah,
Isn't that how because Trump was saying like Cuba's next or whatever?
yeah. Which is really sad because like Cuba already has like it's already just like terrible conditions in Cuba right now,
Yeah.
especially in Havana. They don't have medicine, they don't have food, they don't have like hardly anything, and they rely a lot on gas for like tourism. In which tourism, like obviously, it's getting easier to be like get a travel visa to go to Cuba, but still, as an American, you have to kind of like say you're on some kind of like diplomatic mission to go to Cuba to travel to Cuba with an American passport. So
Have you been?
no, I've not been. I
It's
was
crazy to why do we even think that that's like a it can't just be that their socialism is a threat to our democracy. Like it can't obviously be that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is because like when Cuba was, under Fidel Castro, like obviously a lot of the oligarchs did not like Fidel Castro and the redistribution of wealth that he like did. But I think like a lot of the people, were happy. Like the proletariat, I think that they were really happy with that government because, like it gave them free healthcare and there was food readily available for everyone and all these other, positive things. Um, but yeah, when there was so much like the United States being so powerful and implementing the sanctions on Cuba, it just kind of you can't really exist in a global like world without having support from the United States. Like if you don't have that, you can pretty much consider yourself a third world country.
That's gonna be us.
What?
I think that's our future.
Yeah, it is. It
Well,
is.
you so maybe
Yeah,
not your future.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but I'm not like I'm still a citizen of the United States. I'm not like a citizen of Mexico yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you trying to do that?
Yeah, I can get, temporary residency and things like that. So that would be cool. Like literally anything is possible here in Mexico. Like you just got to know somebody, if you know what I'm. Huh? What?
I said that's in Chicago too.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If you know
People, but
what?
I said if you know the right people, which I don't, but if
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, yeah, but I mean, like here it's like socialized too. So like there's free healthcare and free public education and things like that. I'm just like, damn, like I met so many people who just went to college for free. And here I am like up to ears in my debt for college, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like, is that really so much to ask for? Like, schooling and medical care?
Yeah.
Like, is that so much to ask for?
Yeah, and even Canada has free healthcare. So like we're in between like yeah, free healthcare. So we're in between like two countries in North America that have free healthcare. And it's like,
No wonder Canada doesn't want to be the 51st state. They have a lot to lose.
yeah, well, yeah, exactly. They do have a lot to lose. And Canada is for the most part, covered pretty well. I mean, but what's crazy to me, like, I never even knew before I moved to Mexico and I met so many Canadians, is that, like, Canada is run by the United Kingdom. Like, the Queen of England is like the Queen of
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, that's funny.
That's fucking crazy. Or like
Like,
the King of England now is like the King of Canada, which is crazy to me.
yeah, but also like the king is such a joke. Like the royal family is such a
Yeah, but
joke.
still, like,
Sure, they have power, but
yeah,
fuck them.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. There's a lot there, but let's talk about. Okay, let's skip Erica Kirk for now. Maybe I'll send you something to get you because you're not really paying any attention to that, right?
Nah, I haven't paid any attention.
Okay, so I can't fill you in on that, but like I'll send you some information and then we can talk about that in the future.
I did see one thing where she was like recorded like being like, "Yeah, we've gotten so many like I don't know, so much. We've made so much money since the funeral or
Merch, the
merch
merch.
sales." Yeah, that was
Yeah,
weird.
she's definitely nuts. I mean, the question is like how much of this is planned and coordinated and who does she work for, right? But she's clearly just a fucking freak regardless.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised. She was married to Charlie Kirk, so they're both probably like sociopaths, you know?
Did you know Charlie Kirk is from Chicago or from like the suburbs? And so is Nick Fuentes. What the fuck is going on out there?
What do you think? I mean, a lot of racism, a lot of homophobia. Like,
Which yeah, Nick Fuentes is clearly queer. I mean, he's probably pansexual. I was how I would describe him, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Chicago suburbs is never going to be like as, progressive as the city of Chicago.
which also as far as cities go, we're probably not a very progressive city. I mean, like there are a lot of progressives here, but like really moving back from Portland, I'm like, oh, Chicago is like moderate. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
In general, all the Midwest,
yeah. I mean,
not Minnesota.
yeah, there's a lot of big time capitalism in Chicago, There's like a whole board of trade of Chicago, So it's like it's like the second city. It's like a miniature New York City. And
Yeah.
which is something different that, they don't have on the West Coast. That like especially in Portland, it's not as capitalistic driven, but it's still got some of that. I mean, it's still that, but it's more like small businesses and not huge corporations, even though I think they're getting like a Google out there, and then there's Nike, and then there's like Intel as well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's big money in all the cities, but just the zeitgeist of the people, I feel like here is more moderate. Even the progressives are more moderate here than, out there. But that's just anecdotal.
Yeah.
Erica Kirk, we'll save that for another day. But so here's what we were talking about, and we were like, let's save it for the podcast. World War III versus like a civil war. Or I guess we could the US could find itself in a civil war at the same time it finds us in a global war. I don't know, like what do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it's already like begun. I think it's been happening for at least
Yeah.
since
Wait,
COVID
the civil
started.
war, the global war, or both?
Both. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know, like, if I could dig deep into my conspiracy bag, like, you could almost say, like, COVID was, like, the first attack on the United States, like, from China. If you want to go real wild conspiracy, like, they did it on purpose type thing, which there's no way to ever prove if they did or if they didn't. But,
We'll pause there for a second then, because US funding was involved in that research that was going on in China, right? So if you were digging deep in your conspiracy bag and you think it was like a first shot by China, do you think there are people in the United States who had anything to do with it also, or no?
yeah, absolutely. I'm sure
Okay.
there are U.S. people who are interested in seeing, like, the collapse of, the
Like a
empire.
9/11 thing, like a 9/11 type of thing. Like there's inside players and outside players, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely wasn't from a bat. Like we can prove that's been proven.
Hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's been proven that it was like an intentional release of the virus, but like it's been proven that that was a virus that was being worked on in those labs. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah, I think that it could be, yeah, like I said, that could have been like the start of World War III, which was also like at the same time, we had like the uprising for like George Floyd and everything like that, which I think was the beginning of the Civil War, Part Three,
Although
or
that was
War
going
Part.
on before, because remember when before we even moved to Portland,
Yeah,
You know, Antifa versus the Proud Boys fighting in the streets. Like that wasn't. Yeah, I guess what you're saying is it just was one of the bigger spectacles
yeah,
at
yeah.
that time.
And it's only a matter of time before it happens again, and then every single time it just keeps getting, more and more intense. So that's why I kind of call it the slow apocalypse, because it's gonna
Oh, I like
happen
that.
like over a few generations. It's not gonna be like the old school warfare that we're used to seeing with like bombs and shit like that. It's gonna be more like cyber attacks, like little small uprisings that turn into like major conflicts between the left and the right, and just an overall divisiveness within our country. But I don't think it's gonna look like what people think it's gonna look like, where it's like the North versus the South, and like, oh, we're gonna send
Declare
troops over here to fight over here, and like, nah, it's gonna be different than that. It's gonna probably be more citizens like just attacking each other, and then the global war is gonna just it's gonna destroy the economy. So everybody's gonna be like poor and homeless and fucking angry and just taking it
desperate.
out on each other, huh?
Yeah, desperate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, for sure. I agree. I mean, in terms of the American new Civil War or whatever, I mean, like, that's exactly what ICE is. You know what I mean? Like, they're out on the streets murdering their enemies.
Mm-hmm.
We're being, do you know what I mean? So, in terms of a hot war, a hot Civil War, that's what we're going to see that as soon as the leftists organize a militia. You know what I mean? Like, that's when
Yeah,
you're going to see. It's already happening. We're already seeing it from the other side,
yeah,
you know?
exactly. So,
Um,
but it's gonna take time. I mean, it's gonna take time. I think probably at least a generation or two.
Well, I want to see what happens, so I don't want it to take that long.
I think we're probably gonna be dead.
Man, my dad is hoping for that. You know what I mean? My mom was saying that my dad just wants to die happy, and that's why he's in denial. Although he's not in denial the way he used to be. Even my parents are like, this is fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think we'll probably be very old or in our 80s or something, or some of us won't make it that long. But yeah,
When what happens? When we see like the fall of the empire or something?
yeah, like total collapse.
New dark ages?
Yeah.
I don't care. I fucking welcome it. At this point, I welcome it.
I mean, that would be nice, considering I don't have a job right now, and money.
Yeah, I don't have anything to lose. They already
Yeah,
did that to us. You know what I mean? I mean,
exactly.
that's not. Yes, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for everything that I do have, but
Mm,
yeah, it's like you're barely, feels like you're barely holding on. I'm sure you feel the same way.
yeah. Even though Mexico's like half as expensive as the United States, it's still you can't have no money. Everything still costs money, and it's like, damn, $2. That's a lot for that. It's like, fuck. Yeah. But does your hoodie say Amish?
No, it says mush,
Oh,
mush.
is that a band or something?
No, I just bought it at the thrift store.
No, nice.
I don't know what it means. I should Google it, I guess.
Maybe.
But yeah, no, I have no. That's the thing we were talking about. What were you saying the other day when we were texting about someone coming to save us or whatever? And I'm like, or maybe even like winning the Civil War or some shit. But it's like I don't see it that way. This isn't a Civil War we're gonna win and then flourish again on the other side of it. It's like the only thing that's on the other side of that is techno feudalism. I mean,
Mhm.
hopefully not. That's what it looks like,
Well, you have
unless
to explain that because I don't know what that
oh,
is. I'm sure a lot of people don't know.
Teal in the Freedom Cities, the
Mhm.
like the people who own the data centers, the people who are building the data centers, the companies that are surveilling us, Palantir, you know what I mean, and then the
Mhm.
forces that can those companies, they want to institute a new world order where they are the kings, you know what I mean, and
Mhm.
all of us like they're serfs,
Yeah.
like living on waste or whatever. I mean, I don't know what they want. They probably want us mostly to die. I would assume they'll
Mhm.
probably keep a few around as sex slaves. I would assume, and like
Help
that's what
them
I'm
out
saying.
more.
I'm happy to die in the cornfields. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
leave us alone in the cornfields, please. But they
I don't
won't.
want to be a sex slave. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we're like 40.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not too old to rape, but we're definitely not like prime real estate anymore.
Yeah. That's why I'm trying to avoid the U.S. as much as possible because, first of all, I don't want to come back and then they like revoke my visa, like my passport or something, and then I can't ever leave, ever again, unless
Do
I
you have
leave.
any?
Huh?
What makes you think they would do that?
Because they're fucking assholes, and I'm probably on somebody's list somewhere.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. So I don't want to get stranded. I mean, I'm sure I will find another way to leave, but yeah, I'm trying to avoid that at all costs.
It'd be nice if Canada would take some of us in.
I think you can go. I mean, you can overstay your visa, just be like an illegal immigrant.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm sure.
Get snatched up by Canadian ICE.
Do they have that?
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
I think they do. Some kind of.
They might put one together after we all start like migrating.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they only have so many resources too. I mean, but
It'd be harder for them though because I could just use my Canadian accent and blend in, you know?
you know. Yeah, and you're white, so you probably wouldn't stand
Exactly.
out too much.
Yeah, I'm sure there's black Canadians. Start practicing your accent.
I'm staying. I'm staying south at the border.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Yeah. I could never be cold again. I don't think.
Yeah, it's cold here, really cold right now.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Yeah. It's hot here. It's like 85.
What?
I
That's
know.
nice.
It's nice. Yeah. All right. Well, we got to think of some more topics for next week.
I think there's plenty of topics.
Yeah.
I think I need to catch you up on some of these conspiracy brain things that I've got bouncing around in my head, and then maybe we can like unpack some of that a little more.
Yeah. Okay.
Or yeah, have any other topics, obviously,
Yeah,
send them
for
my
sure.
way.
I'll start brainstorming.
Yeah. All right, I'll send you some YouTube videos.
All right. Sounds
Okay,
good.
for research. All right,
See you later.
later.